and we are continuing our conversation here on The Dawn Show with holistic types of healing. And with us is another NET patient of Dr. Sterling's, who is Layla. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Did you ever think of, Dr. Sterling, of healing being an art? Because this is your, right? You're with a center called the Healing Arts of Philadelphia, but I mean, it's an art.
Well, it is, and every discipline has a different way of approaching it. So I have a PsyD, a doctorate in clinical psychology, so I bring all these years of working with patients and understanding their emotions, and chiropractors bring a different set of working with people's, more of their physical system, and everyone brings a different way of approaching patients, so it is an art.
And so, Layla, you had, after kids and everything, you had chronic back pain.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was chronic, but I would have this back pain that would flare up from time to time, and it was just something that I couldn't really point a finger on in terms of where it was coming from, and it sometimes is hard to get rid of.
And so your doctor says, your regular medical doctor says take a pill, or you got to deal with it.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Maybe stretch it out a little bit, which I was doing.
You do yoga, you work out.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff. But there wasn't any reason that they could give me as to why this was there or what I could really do for it besides take some Aleve, do some stretches. But sometimes the Aleve and the stretches don't necessarily do the trick.
And so how did you help Layla, Dr. Sterling?
Well, Layla came to me and just told me the same type of thing, that she'd gone through the process of trying to figure out what was going on with her back pain, and I showed her what the NET was, and it's similar to what I was showing with Amy. There's just different ways of finding the emotion underlying what could be causing, or the stressor really underlying the physical pain. So I would have her hold where the pain was, and then find out if there's an emotional connection or a stressor coming up that's inhibiting her from having less pain, or just feeling free of pain, and go through the NET protocol that way. And we were able to find different things that were causing her pain.
And so this really works, because a lot of people, even you, might have been skeptical.
I was absolutely skeptical, to be told. To be honest, I was. She kept saying, "Why don't we try it? Why don't we try it?" And I'm like,
yeah.
But at one point I had been staying near her, and so she's like, "Why don't we just try it? Maybe it'll work on your back." So I was like, "All right," because I had this back pain for like a week up until this point, and then we sat down one rainy afternoon, and she did it with me, and it worked. I didn't really have the pain after that point. Not that I've been consistent with it, so the back pain does come up, but I realized, and kind of like what you were talking about before, in doing this process with the arm and getting in touch with all of these things, you realize maybe it's something else, not necessarily what you had in your head. Maybe there's something else that's lurking, back there.
That you need to be in touch with.
Yes, exactly.
And that you need to figure out.
Yeah.
I mean, is that the bottom line, Dr. Sterling, with your patients, that you're really teaching people to heal themselves ultimately?
Yes. I don't want anyone to be dependent on me. I often found when I was doing more traditional psychotherapy that people would come and just feel dependent on what I was going to say or things like that. And so it's just teaching them to kind of take a step back and consider all the stressors they have going on in their life. One thing that people can do anyway is just to write down every day what bothered them, instead of holding it in your mind all the time. And so there is a lot that we just hold on to. That's the whole kind of idea of NET, is something that happened when we were younger, something that happened even last week that we didn't fully resolve, is getting stuck in our system. And it's coming out as a different symptom, as back pain or weight loss.
And we blame other people. Oh,
Yes.
It's my mother. Oh, it's my husband. Oh, it's
Right.
my ex, right?
Right.
The weather, yes.
The weather. But ultimately, you've got to just look within. You can't blame anybody or that sort of thing.
And it's not even blaming yourself either. It's just, we have these things that we just have to figure out what's getting in the way. And NET is so fast. That's why it's really, it's great. It's effective also. But it's not about self-blame. It's just about taking charge of your health.
All right, we're taking charge. Our conversation will continue right after this. Welcome back to the Dawn Show. We've been talking about what's hurting you and how you can heal holistically, the pain, the stress, and maybe you've been to every doctor. So many folks have been through this where you go through so much and you can't figure out what's wrong with me. And sometimes it's all the stress of life. We're here with Dr. Sterling and with patient Layla. And during the commercial break, Layla said to me, dis-ease, dis-ease, not being at ease. Your website where people can get in touch with you, Dr. Sterling?
SterlingHolisticHealth.com.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
And thank you for being with us. See you tomorrow.